Now, the security situation at the Polish-Belarusian border has become a critical issue following the tragic death of a Polish soldier. With increasing provocations from Belarus, Poland's military strategy and border defense are under the spotlight.
And joining us right now is Mr. Jarosław Kraszewski, former Armed Forces Supervision Department Director of the Polish National Security Bureau. Sir, thank you for being with us on TVP World.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
So it does seem like our boys at the Polish-Belarusian border is having a very hard time. On one hand, we see the tensions ramping up, finally culminating in the death of a Polish border guard. On the other hand, we also saw some guards being prosecuted due to use of their weapon, firing warning shots. Can you help us understand how the Polish border guard are able to do their jobs with all these limitations in place, and how can we reach a balance in terms of a humanitarian situation and actually keeping the border safe?
You ask a very complicated question. First of all, since 2014, we've been engaged in the hybrid war with Russian Federation, and such situations like sabotage, guerrilla war fighting, any other activities to show that, for instance, NATO, Poland as a member of NATO, and Poland as an element of Euro-Atlantic relations is weak and cannot deal with critical situations is a primary objective of Russian Federation and Putin's administration. So we shouldn't be surprised that such accidents and other activities along with the Polish and the Belarus border will occur or have been occurred. Because they would like to, Russian Federation together with Belarus, they would like to draw the attention exactly to the border issues instead of being focused on the war going on in Ukraine. The next. It's a mission dedicated for the border guards, but we know that everybody knows that border guards is not capable to do it alone in such complicated environment. The border guards, they have to do it together with the police and together with the military. And for us, it's very complicated. It's a very sensitive issue because, as you know, we as a soldiers, our tool to operate with is just exactly weapon and live ammunition.
Right, and
so whatever happens, every situation which deals or which leads to unstable and unsecured is going to be considered as a situation where and when soldiers, bodyguards, and the police can use the firearms.
And like you mentioned, it's a very multifaceted issue, which now, involves not only, like you just tackled, the border guards, but also the military and the police, which shows the seriousness of the situation. Now, recently, of course, Polish officials have been saying that, we have to brace ourselves for multiple scenarios, as the threat coming from Russia through Belarus is looming over Poland and is coming near, and some even went on to say that the threat of a war might be also in the picture. However, others claim that we are already at war with Russia or Belarus because of the fact that hybrid warfare is happening at our eastern border. So what do you think about that?
Exactly, as I said before, we've been engaged in a war starting from 2014. It's not a typical military struggles like we can imagine. And this is the war which is about hybrid operations. And exactly Russian Federation is going to do a lot of such things. We all remember the situations with the missiles flying over our territory. One hit the Polish territory close to Bydgoszcz, and other ones they were just flying in and out of Poland. This is exactly the typical evidence of provocations, and Russian Federation is very keen to organize such provocations many times. And another accident, what happened in the past was exactly as you are showing right now, with the combat helicopters flying from Belarusian territory. And we have to be aware of it. We have to train our soldiers and focus on the training to be flexible in such situation and not overcome with assets which we can use during the particular scenarios. So many efforts must be focused on the training aspects. But again, it's a critical right now that if we go across particular, let's say the red line, it's going to be used by the Russian Federation as a trigger point to announce that, for instance, Poland, as a part of NATO, has launched the combat operations against the Belarus. So it's a complicated, and the military itself finds its role in security operations along the border, together with the border guards and together with the police.
All right, thank you for helping us understand the situation. So like you mentioned, we are looking at an unequal footing when it comes to Russians' action targeting Poland. With all these provocations, seems like Russians taking jab at Poland, and with all these hybrid attacks. However, it's very hard for Poland to find a balanced measure response to not cross some sort of red line in order for these provocations to actually achieve Russia's aim of perhaps provoking some sort of drastic reaction. Can you help us understand how measured we should be, and what are the steps that should be taken in order to respond to these sort of provocation without actually crossing that line?
First of all, it's awareness. This is why I pointed out that the training is so crucial, so important. Second thing, the Polish political and military high-ranking political authorities and military high-ranking officers, they have to reconsider the possibility to equip the Polish troops, I mean the military troops, with specific guns using the rubble bullets. Those don't create the situations that the opponents can lose life. They just, make you wounded and having a lot of pain. And if the opponents feel that the Polish side is using such a weaponry system, which is not lethal, is unlethal asset, it's going to be good for us, because they will be afraid to have a pain, to feel the pain, because everybody afraid having a pain or feel the pain. Secondly, if we establish the quick reaction forces, because there must be a couple of such squads deployed along the border with Belarus, and those squads will be equipped only with the regular weaponry systems and live ammunition, and they can fire from time to time in a very intensive situations. I mean, when the immigrants are approaching to the border, live ammunition in the air, so the awareness of the opponent goes up, and I think that in such situations they will not want to come and cross the border. But we have to be aware that Russian Federation prepared some special training camps where they train, besides the immigrants, they train the special forces from Russian Federation for launching such operations along the border with Poland. So it's going to be quite complicated and difficult for Polish border guards, Polish police and Polish armed forces to be active, even proactive in situations where the opponent is well trained, using different assets, like a situation where the Polish first soldier, unfortunately, has been killed and died, unfortunately again, which is a big tragedy and big loss for us. Those aspects together make this situation quite complicated. This is again, I would like to underline that we have to be aware and we have to be well trained.
Right. Especially since looking at our shared history, well, Russia, historically speaking, never responded well to negotiations at the table, but it always responded well to power. Thank you so much, sir, for providing your insights here on TVP World.
Yeah, thank you so much.